secret to social media. I had to whisper that because no one needs to hear this. I think what's really important when it comes to social media, it is changing constantly. So what will be working for the end of year of 2024 is not what's going to be working for 2025. And I already know and forecast what has been already the next step on what we need to change and what we need to focus on purely for what you need to prioritize as well. Here's the first thing I want you to make sure you need to stop doing, and that is we are back with episode 119, and this is your social media strategy for 2025, how you are going to be ahead of the game, my secret to social media. I had to whisper that because no one needs to hear this unless you're like me, who are ready to fast track for 2025 and not be like everyone else. So here's the biggest thing I want you to remember. Get a pen and paper, write this down, because we're going to look at what is working now and what isn't. So I think what's really important when it comes to social media, it is changing constantly. So what will be working for the end of year of 2024 is not what's going to be working for 2025. And I already know and forecast what has been already the next step on what we need to change and what we need to focus on purely for what you need to prioritize as well. Here's the first thing I want you to make sure you need to stop doing, and that is long form of content. Unless you have all of the different visual hooks and also the team or even the content plan that you are ready to edit changes throughout that long form of content. Because believe me, right now, people don't have time to sit and watch you talking for an hour or even 1.5 minutes on social media. Podcasts very different because people are in their car a lot. So people's watch time and attention span is a lot less. So if you're going to focus on long form of content, here's what I would do. Make sure every single scene is different. One sentence at a time, because if you're doing just talking and there's no captions, visuals, B-rolls included, you're going to, again, waste your energy and your time, and you're not going to get the engagement and followers that are going to come with that. So that's the first thing I want you to remember when it comes to scrapping long form of content, but focusing on shorter, getting really clear on your text and what you're here to say. Which brings me to my next point, and that is removing the fluff. Like, no one has time to hear your name, your favorite pet. It's like you need to make sure your content has a strong hook from the very beginning and gets people to stay watching all the way through to the end. So when you're doing that, you have to focus on being different. You know, I find a lot of people when they jump on their stories or when they jump and do content, they talk and talk and talk, and they just waste 30 seconds of fluff. I remember when I first started out, you can see some of the videos here. I was literally like fluffing about and not getting clear to what my messaging was. And so when you want to prioritize your social media for 2025 right now, you need to be clear on your messaging. And that's the next point of what I want to bring forward. Look, you may not know what your messaging is, and that's on you. And I want to say, why? Why don't you know what your messaging is? Why aren't you so true to what you have, what you're here to do, that your purpose pitch isn't clear? And so what I want to remind you guys is, if you don't know what you stand for and what your messaging is, with 3 simple concepts. For us, it's show up, sell, and scale, social media strategy, authenticity, selling with storytelling. You know, we're very clear that these are our messaging. So our content is nothing other than that, unless we're doing our branding and focusing on middle funnel, which when you work with us in Empire, you'll learn what our top, middle, and lower funnel frameworks are for you to start making money online and building the engagement too. So when you want to prioritize your content and you are like, what are my hooks? What are my ways of getting people to watch me? I want you to start being a little bit different with your hooks. You can't use the same hook for every video, but you can change different ways of presenting your hook. So I would love for you guys to look at your content right now and do an audit, like what hook worked, what controversial way of stopping people from their tracks was something that was really effective. Because here's the thing, what may have worked for one post won't work consecutively. So you have to have frameworks with your hooks. You have to have different deliverables with your hooks. And that brings me to the next point with your deliverables, with your content, because are you doing all the different touch points? Are you building authority with your content? Are you positioning yourself as an expert? Are you being in your true voice with your personality? Or are you kind of in between Switzerland, which is the biggest thing that I see so many business owners and coaches do? They are copying people, but they don't know who their authentic self is. They don't have their frameworks. They don't know what their brand personality is. So if you want to stand out in 2025, you can't just use the same framework and one version of your content. We need graphics. We need lives. We need you to do carousel posts. We need you to go and look at your grandma's albums and find photos of you when you were younger, because I'm telling you now, you need to get better at your deliverables and have different touch points with your social media.
Queen, how often have you said, I spent my whole life studying, I've been to school my whole life, and I've actually learned nothing that teaches me the tools and strategies to build a successful business in the outside world? You've probably spent thousands of dollars on courses, or you've heard fake news from business gurus. Well, I'm here to give this incredible news to everyone here right now that this is Queen Stream University. Get out of debt and actually start making money in the online space, knowing and having the foundations to build a successful business. Now, I'm talking because I have gone through the trenches. I have been a fitness coach, built my online business as a pro athlete, and now I am a business coach. You'll go from having absolutely no idea what your business is through, in the 8 weeks, learn the foundations of knowing what your purpose is, your vision and mission, and also understanding your business values with the execution to know what that business is. You'll also learn branding, social media, content strategy, marketing, and more importantly, how to sell. With Queenstream University, it'll cut out the bullshit and remove all the fluff and get you working specifically on your business so you can execute this in 8 weeks to get ready to launch. I wanted you to have something where you get to access something straight away, where you get to fast track your growth, as well as remove any doubt, any overwhelming sensation or stress, or the question that everyone seems to ask, where do I begin? With Queenstream University, you'll be able to build wealth, freedom, and at the end of the day, be an entrepreneur and be able to say, I have finally built my own thing, my own business, and I've stopped making money for someone else, and I'm now making money for my own empire. Queenstream University.
What worked for one post won't always work for every other post. So find variables in your hooks. The other thing is really important that you start to prioritize your watch time and shares, because the thing is, engagement's important, and yes, commenting on people's posts is important, but the thing that people don't get is the watch time. So how can you get people to stay watching from start to finish? And that comes back to all of what I said before, being different, being, again, controversial, not being Switzerland. We don't fucking care anymore. Stop fluffing about. Be clear with your messaging. And again, making sure that people stay watching your video for all the way through. And that's going to get you to really leverage your followers and also build your engagement. The next thing I want to add, I know I'm talking really fast because this is what I'm passionate about, is copywriting. To be ahead of the game for 2025 is you need to know the language of your audience. You need to know your ideal client and how they think and feel beyond the surface, which means you have to become algorithm proof with your copywriting. That's how you beat the algorithm. It's not, oh, I'm losing followers because, the algorithm sucks. It's honestly a load of shit when I hear people say that. The algorithm isn't fucked. You're just lazy and you're not working on your copywriting skills. And that's the number one thing that's going to get you ahead of the game with 2025, your social media secrets. Learn how to write copy. Take time to write copy. I can tell you now, I am always writing and writing emails and getting really clear on my copywriting because, to be honest, that's what the big dogs do. That's what the successful people do. They aren't just like, the algorithm. No, they know exactly how to write copy and they get better at it and upskill in that. So that's a really big thing that you need to understand when it comes to copywriting. You have to constantly be bettering yourselves in it. And that's how you become algorithm proof. One thing I want you to also know, you have to also, this is another big thing with social media strategies for 2025, be on trend or become the trend, right? So you can follow trends and what's, trending, but if you become the trend, which is owning who you are and your personal brand, that's going to set yourself apart way more than anyone else. So call me crazy, but I was a business coach when I started a couple of years ago, and I thought I had to be serious and put together and perfect, but it's not the case. I'm weird. I'm different. I love red wine, and I'm out there. I play big. My energy is a lot for people, and that sets me apart. And that's how I become the trend, because who else is like me? And that's the biggest key takeaway I want you to remember. Trending sounds and being on trend is important, but if you can become the trend, that's how you amplify yourself on social media. That is how you blow up. And a big thing I want you to remember, you can't just go into social media once a week or 4 times a week. You have to focus on momentum. You have to really prioritize that.
Hey, beautiful kings and queens, are you right now in a space where you're ready to take action and build your business, yet you struggle where to begin? You're feeling stuck and overwhelmed with all the things you need to do when it comes to building a business. Build the business of your dreams in the online space and be in the arena of all the incredible, great humans out there that are building 7 to 8 figure businesses. Now, the foundations that I truly believe in that you are going to learn through this membership is sales, marketing, content creation, social media, money mindset, and of course, branding. Now, all of this will be accessible for you to be learning what is currently hot right now in the market and how you can create your own business and build a successful business in the online space. All you have to do right now is DM Empire in my Instagram or email myself and my team, and we will get the ball rolling so you can have your empire and start making moves in the online space.
And so remember too, if you are just honing in on one platform, eventually you do need to be across all platforms to grow and to be building that authority. And if there's one last piece of advice that I can give you right now, to be the trend, one platform is not enough. To be growing online in 2025, working with a mentor to help you with that is what's going to get you there and help you fast track before. This is the thing that's going to really be the biggest thing. Come closer, hear me. In order for you to fast track next year, you cannot wing it. You need to start working with someone that's going to get you there with strategies that actually work. So this is my invitation to you guys. If you've listened to this and you're like, I need to know how to learn copywriting. I need to know how to create purple cow strategy, social media. I need to have frameworks. I need to know when I'm in engagement mode or if I'm in selling mode, then this is your call to action to work with us in Empire. Empire School, born to build a legacy, is how we help you going from being unknown and unseen to building that legacy. You may have fear of judgment. You may feel so nervous showing up and you are a little bit Switzerland. Well, here's the thing. This can change now for you to step into your greatness and be that legacy where you can work with us in Empire. So I hope this very short yet informative podcast has been great. As I always say, reach out to me, DM me, say, Empire, I'm ready to go, and I'll help you through it. And our price point is ridiculous. It's almost crazy. And this stuff works because we work with people so closely in the group coaching setting. Our clients are getting results like that. So share this podcast, reach out to me. Let me know why this has been an awesome episode. And last but not least, subscribe to our YouTube, because this gets to help us grow globally. We are across now 12 countries, Keys to the Queendom, and we've been live now for nearly 3 years. So your support, your share, your subscription means the world. I'm your host, Tamara Meyer, and this is Keys to the Queendom. I look forward to seeing you join our school.
Amen for playing big today with authenticity, because here is the thing. It's not about being perfect on stage, perfectly put together, which is important, yes. It's about being who you are. What if right now, because of today, in a year's time, you could look back and go, I did that scary thing. And that's a year from now where you went and made that decision. I'm going all in, committed to doing the work. I'm committed because this is so much more than me. It's not about me anymore.